Tips on pushing back your adversity. Reasons for connections. Coming up on BTS RAW Chats.
This is BTS RAW Chats. BTS RAW Chats. Where real media creators chat. After hours, we don't give away raw files. We give you the raw, behind-the-scenes chatter of the photo and video production world. The Raw Chat starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of BTS RAW Chats. If you don't know me, I am Dave, aka Indie Craze, and in this room right now, there is a presence. And I believe that it is Sherri.
Hey, it's Sherri, aka Sherri.
That's absolutely correct. And today we're talking about pushing back on adversity.
Okay.
Do you even know what adversity is?
Why don't you inform us?
Okay, I will. Defining adversity is the state of hardship, difficulty, misfortune that one deals with in life.
Ding, ding, ding. Story of the last year of my life.
Is that relevant to what's happening with us lately?
It is. Especially where we left off on episode 22.
Absolutely. And today we're talking about pushing it back. Mm-hmm. And some of the craziness that's been happening lately, because we've been off air for quite a while.
Yeah.
If you don't know what this show is about, we are real media creators talking about what really happens within the production industry. We want this show to help others out there deal with the day-to-day things that really happen within the production industry. Just tell the audience a little bit about what's been happening in the Sherri world.
Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Well, how long has it been? I think the last episode was, because I closed the studio March 1st was the last day.
Mm-hmm. It's been quite a while since you closed the studio. But like,
it doesn't feel that long though.
Here's the thing. How have you been afloat?
Well, how are you not homeless? Well, after I closed the studio, I started doing a lot of contract video work. Mm-hmm. And I even did like work with you. I was doing video editing, traveled here and there, to do productions for training videos. Mm-hmm. Doing a lot of like photo work.
Right.
And then I was just kind of like up in the air, like nothing was sticking.
Why do you think that the photography business or the studio business fizzled out so quickly?
It just wasn't enough time. Mm-hmm. And then due to all of the circumstances, it just wasn't in the cards. I mean, I was fighting all types of adversity. Did I use that right?
Yes. Speaking of adversity, did you know that there were 6 types of adversity? There's physical adversity. There's mental adversity, emotional adversity, social adversity, spiritual adversity, and keyword financial adversity.
Yeah, that's perfect. That sums it up right there. Yes, so to all 6.
Yeah, you've hit all 6 within this talk. But the craziness is that we've been drilling in people's heads the importance of connection and connecting with people, because people like working with people they like.
Right.
So based off of the history that you've had with previous clients, you got a hell of an opportunity. Could you elaborate on what's going on without naming names?
Yeah. Well, first of all, after the whole studio fiasco and juggling contract work and trying to survive as a freelancer, I was applying to a whole bunch of jobs. There was a bunch that seemed to be promising, and then again, like nothing sticks. Shortly after that, somebody that I worked with in the past that I made really good connection with reached out to me, and he knew that I was a photographer. And he works, for this well-known corporate company, and they offered me a position to work as a product photographer.
Wow.
Long story short, I'm relocating to Texas.
Wow.
and starting over from scratch.
Wow.
Brand new position, amazing opportunity, great people, phenomenal company. So it's I kind of feel like I've come full circle now.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this struggle was for a reason. The studio didn't work out for a reason. I didn't get callbacks on those jobs for a reason because it wasn't in the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about this too. Like even my apartment, my lease was up. Like everything kind of came to the head at like the perfect time.
It was something
for this to
telling
happen,
you.
right?
Yeah, it was something telling you that, that it's time.
Yeah, like even if I was still tied down, say with the studio, that would have to be a lease that I would have to. Like it just everything just makes sense the way that it happened, And I'm ready. I'm so ready for like change of scenery, new people. Just get back out into the world, because for a while I thought like, oh, I want to work remote and like I want to work remote and work from home, but I'm like, I'm kind of not feeling it. Like it's nice maybe to have like a couple days that you work from home, but like to solely be at home all the time and like not interact with any people, it gets a little depressing too. So like I kind of like I'm not a huge social butterfly. Like I'm very introverted, but at times like I can be social. It just depends. So like I kind of feel like I need to be back in like a work environment with like, a
That's
group
crazy.
of good people and work, instead of struggling and not knowing where my next paycheck's going to come from.
The craziness is like a lot of people want to get out of that environment and go independent.
Yeah.
You did that. And you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just fluctuated
But
in the other way.
But I think if it was a remote position, a full-time remote position with a steady income, that would be different. But working remote, being a freelancer and not knowing where your next, source of income is coming from, that's kind of sends you into panic mode. And like, I'm not a person that can function that way. Like I need to know where my money, like, every 2 weeks or every week, like I need to lock that in.
I feel that way every day.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I'm not the only one. There's tons of people out there that feel the same way.
It's like being a starving artist. Like that lifestyle
Absolutely.
is not for me. Like I can't do it.
Absolutely. I can't do it either. And that's why it's so tough for me to go independent, because I have
It's
tried
scary.
the independent route and
Yeah.
chasing people for money and
it's
getting
a constant
the next
struggle.
check.
And it's not even like, oh yeah, the hustle. It's more than that.
Absolutely.
It's like the hustle times 100. Like you're just
Absolutely.
constantly on edge because you, like you said, you're looking, you got to track people down. People don't pay. You're like you have bills to pay and they're accumulating and you haven't gotten paid yet. And it's like, I can honestly say now that, it's been, I don't even know how long, maybe 8 months already. Like I am not a freelancer. Like maybe I'll do a couple things on the side for fun.
Right.
If the right opportunity or,
Right.
But I'm like, I need to be an employee somewhere and get a steady income and, go to work every day like, a normal person.
And that's totally okay. You've tried it, which is awesome. And I've always told you, whatever, you're my hero when it came to that. So what's down the line. Some people have it, some people don't.
Right.
That's basically in a nutshell. But whatever makes you happy at the end of the day is what really counts.
Yeah.
How could you enjoy doing something that you love to do when you're stressing out over so many other things?
Yeah.
Now that this is a kind of a relief and a fresh new start, and it's exciting, and that you have that paycheck coming down the pipeline, then you're good. At the end of the day, you don't lose your talent. You still are an independent artist that could produce great work no matter what. So if by chance or whatever this doesn't work out, guess what? You have a ton more opportunities over there, and you're fully educated as far as knowing what you want and what you don't want. The road is so much wider now, out there than it is now. The crazy thing is, folks, that this position is brand new.
Yeah.
It's not a position that you're replacing someone. You are actually the first person in that position.
Right. It's like building a new division for this company.
Yeah.
Which is like an amazing opportunity to be able to do that.
What a great position.
With like probably the best boss you could ever like hope for.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like everything is just so like in line.
It's
you know?
crazy because you went from the worst of the worst.
Yes.
you know,
exactly.
And now like this
the best
is
of the best.
Yeah, this is it. And you know what? We needed that discipline. You know what I'm saying? We needed that experience.
Yeah. That's a good point, because I think back about that and I'm like, as bad as it was at times, I mean, it wasn't always bad. It was a very up and down. But I think because of how they operated, worked in my favor and in your favor, because we were able to do all kinds of stuff and wear so many hats that we didn't even, you know, it was a huge learning opportunity. So as many things as I've done and juggle there, I take that now and I can apply that, you know, in any other work environment, you know, do it in a better way, you know, a more organized type of fashion.
Absolutely.
You know, whereas they were like, you know, ass backwards. So, you know, we're not going to do it that way, but we can apply it and make it our own workflow.
And what's great is that with all the self-taught that you've had, you know how to pivot and you know what to do for this job. Yeah. And what's crazy is you're making it from scratch. You are actually handwriting the Declaration of Independence for that particular job title. Yeah. You could literally, you know, just retire and pass that baton over to the next person. Right. That's freaking crazy. Yeah. That is a crazy opportunity.
I know, and that's why, like,
I'm happy for you and congratulations.
Thank you. That's why
Folks,
I'm like, I'd be stupid not to take that, you know, to pass that up.
It's a great opportunity.
And like, you know, my whole thing going into this is I want this to be long term. I don't want this to be, I was there for a couple of years. Like, this could be something that I could retire from. Yeah, I could have a long, productive, you know, career and have something that I can retire from. And be like, you know, look back and say 10, 15 years, like, look, remember when we built this?
Exactly.
From the ground up, basically, you know.
And you don't feel disposable, you know? You know, you are the actual one that's actually creating this, and you are already understanding what are going to be the hiccups and all that stuff. Right. So they're going to be relying on you for a very long time because they don't want to touch that. And it should be that way, right? You know, people should respect. This is what you hire. If I was a business owner, this is what I hired this person to do. Right. You know, so I'm expecting results, you know, at the end of the day. But at the same token, I should have the respect to have that person do their job and do their job
You have to trust that they're going to be able to do the job that you hire them to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, if 6 months down the road and I'm still not able to take a picture, then that's a problem, you know?
Right. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's wild how the power of connection, you know, got you to this position.
It really has.
Now, with all the twists and turns that happen, it's crazy.
Right. And I've had, like, you know, within the past like couple years, I've had other people reach out to me about, you know, possibilities of employment. This is while I was still, you know, at the other place. And, you know, they were okay. I guess it just wasn't right at the time. Right. But again, it goes back to, like you said, you know, building those connections. But it's funny because at the time you're meeting these people and you're just being yourself. Like, you're not going in there like, I'm going to make a connection with this person. Right. You know, you're just in there and they see how you work. They see, you know, your values and like you're a good person, and they take that away with them. Like, oh, I remember her. Oh, she was good. Or, you know, that you left like a good lasting impression. So that stays with that person, you know? Yeah. Whereas if I was, say, a total asshole and I was throwing stuff around the studio, that's what they're going to remember. Absolutely. And, you know, and then they're not going to reach out and be like, hey, you want to come work for my company? Absolutely. I'd be the last person they want to reach out to.
You're totally right.
You know, so I think you have to, it doesn't matter who you're working with, because you never know how your life is going to change. You might meet one person on set and just, oh, hey, you know, I'm Dave, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You don't even think twice. But then say 2 years from now, you might be in a different situation and that person may reach out. Be like, hey, I remember you. You know, you do really great work. There you go. That's your connection.
That's your connection.
Because if you would have told me when we had our last podcast back in February that come July, I'm going to be moving to Texas, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. Like, where, like, how? I don't even understand, like, how that would happen. So life really does change, you know, and it takes you on a whole completely different path than what you thought you were going on. It's a life-changing.
And with that, we are going to go to break.
Sherri Elisa Photography specializes in beautifully styled modern portrait photography, offering professional in-studio photography services to all of Southwest Florida. Push creativity to the next level. Create custom themes that will complement every personality and style. On-site professional hair and makeup is also available. Our studio is conveniently located off US 41 and Boy Scout Drive, next door to the Sam's Club Plaza. Book your spot now with SherriElisaPhotography.com.
And we're back and we're pushing forward on our adversity. And we are talking with Sherri and her phenomenal position at her new position at, we won't name the name, but
Unknown company.
but the unknown company.
Yeah.
But you were talking about, the importance of these connections.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about network, it's not just within your field.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy story is that you connected with somebody within your community.
I wasn't sure where you were. Yeah.
So here it is. Sherri's looking for a place to live. Can you elaborate a little bit on how the hell you communicated or connected with this other person?
Me and my aunt were online looking for an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and I found, a bunch of apartments, had to fill out applications, and this one place had on their website, I forget what it's called, but it's like people that live there in the community are on the website and like in a chat box, and I guess they get like $50 if you get like a referral.
Tell me a little bit about this service. This is crazy. So
I forget
why?
the name. I had the app on my phone, but I took it off. I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a scam. But
Hey, be honest.
I'm sure it is. But
this is BTS RAW Chats behind the scenes.
I mean,
this is raw.
I mean, there's definitely scammers on there, but there's also regular people that are like, hey, so it's like if you're on this website, so you really like this apartment, you can ask one of the neighbors, like, hey, what's it like to live there? Or, just ask questions that you would have when you're looking for a new place.
Mm-hmm.
And it connects you. So then it's kind of like a messenger. So then you could go and chit chat. So my aunt signed me up because she goes, oh, if anything, you'll get like $50. It was kind of a joke.
Yeah.
So she signs me up and I go through like this whole process. I had to sign up and do all this stuff.
In order to use the service, they would pay you $50?
Yeah, it was like a $50. I forget exactly what it was, but I would get the $50. It's
Wow.
almost like some kind of prorated thing or some kind of deal that they had.
Okay.
So if I hook up with that neighbor, then I guess it registers as I reached out to somebody within that community, so they give you a $50 credit or something like that.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow, that's cool.
Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. So she signs me up. I'm not going to say the girl's name now, but she picked the girl's name because of the show that we used to watch. So it was just kind of like a random joke.
Yeah.
So she hooks me up, and this girl reaches out immediately. She's like, oh, hey, Sherri. Oh, yeah, these apartments are great. I relocated here myself in February from, Chicago. And she went on and on and on about, just the area. And we're excited, to have new faces here. So if you even want me to go around my phone and show you what the property looks like super helpful. And I'm like, oh, this girl seems really cool, but almost seemed too good to be true.
Yeah,
She's
but
too friendly.
were you feeling like it was a little bit of a scam?
Yeah, it was weird. And then she was like, oh, well, maybe we could do a video chat. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then she kind of fell off because she asked me about.
So was this through text or was
this was through the chat.
Okay.
That I had to sign up for.
Okay.
So then she goes, well, look me up on Facebook, and she gave me her name. I don't want to say it because it's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that can't be right. It's not her real name. There's no way. So she was like, oh, well, look for my profile pictures. She explained she was in the picture with somebody else. And it was just too much work. I'm like, either you have a profile or you don't. I'm not going to start searching.
Right.
And then it fell off. She just disappeared. So
Right.
then a month later, she just a few days ago reached out to me on Facebook. She sent me a friend request. She sent me
And now Sherri has been catfish.
Yeah, well, she said she sent me this long voice message, and she was super friendly. And I'm like, well, maybe she is real. I don't know. So long story short, she's like, oh yeah, we'll go out when you get settled in, if you want to have a new friend here, and in the Dallas area. We'll like go, grab a couple drinks or go have dinner. Or
That's cool.
But anyway, so I'm like looking at her profile. It seems like a legit profile, and I like her look because she's very like eccentric type of artsy.
Right.
So right there, I'm like, that would be a good connection because, I'm always on the search for models so that I could do like my own creative type of photography.
And one day in exchange,
she'll probably be my first contact.
Yeah.
Which is funny because of the how we met. But like I know now, like she is an actual person and she's not like a catfish. But it's and I could like thank my aunt for like signing me up on this.
Turn off the filter. Let's find out who you are.
And then like I didn't go with that apartment, so I won't get the $50.
But you made a friend.
She'll be my first friend in Texas.
That is great because, you're a stranger in a strange world.
Well, it's funny too because it's like like you said, networking and connecting. Like it's just so weird how sometimes you meet people. Like if you just meet, like I don't really think that you meet people by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Like as silly as that connection was, I think that was supposed to be connected for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people meet for a reason. It's not just by chance.
Well, let's talk about how we met.
Yeah.
Like in somewhat sort of an awkward way, you were taking my position.
Yes, right. Which is weird because normally, say in our situation, you wouldn't necessarily be really great friends with the person that took your job.
Right.
Which I didn't take your job.
No,
you were leaving.
no,
so it was
I was
kind
leaving.
of up for grabs.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just my personality. I don't, I want to pass the baton very gently to the other person.
Instead of just like clunking me over with it.
Bonk, here you go. No, but I know how stressful it is over there.
Yeah.
And like, I knew what you were going to get yourself into. Yeah. And I warned you, you know.
You did.
The crazy part is we connected. We became friends. We've worked together.
Mm-hmm.
You have passed work to me. I've passed work to you. And the crazy part is now, I got a connection through you.
Exactly.
Doing some video production. And the crazy part is, if we didn't have that connection without that opportunity.
Right. And that's true. And that connection came from another connection that we got from that old workplace who's no longer there either.
Yeah.
But we're all still connected to each other and we're still helping each other out.
And we're all getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
That's why it's super important.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to emphasizing people like working with people they like,
Right.
And people will smell bullcrap. You could turn on the charm. At the end of the day, people are gonna read into what what bullcrap you have. You know,
exactly.
If you're gonna go in with malice, people are gonna read onto it eventually.
Right. And if you go in as yourself, you're a likable person and you get along well with everybody and you do amazing work. I mean, that's it. So, like, you don't even have to go in like say you're gonna go in for networking with people. Just be yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be
yourself.
Yeah, well, it's true because a lot of people, even like say preparing for interviews, I feel like people try to turn it into somebody that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you keep that up? Because once you're in this actual position, they're going to expect things from you and you're not going to be able to deliver.
The biggest thing that I can't stand is fake people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I've been burnt so many times with that because people take advantage of people that are nice, and that's why the whole nice guys finish last comes into comes into play, and I am a victim of that. That's why I tip off my hat to you because in that other place, you weren't putting up with that bull crap, And
I did for a long time, but then it gets to a point where it's like, I'm very vocal, so I do voice my opinions, especially when I have like legitimate concerns. And when I've already brought it to your attention, I would say a good 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. And it just falls on deaf ears. But then it becomes a joke, and you're using my concerns to make jokes about it.
Right.
It's...
When is enough enough?
Right. And it's like you have to speak up, and you have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else is going to stand up for you. Yeah. And you have to set boundaries. You can't, you can still be the nice guy, but have boundaries and don't let people walk all over you.
Well, I am still learning that. So with that, pushing adversity.
Yeah.
So here are
Kicking adversity's ass.
Yeah,
Not
kicking
pushing it.
adversity's ass. Here are 3 recommendations. So the first recommendation is Thriving in the Face of Adversity. This is a TED Talk. Link is on the show notes. Also, number 2, My Production Company is Failing. This was from Ross Welch, which he has his own production company, and he recently posted a video on the procedures of why his production company is failing. But he's also, it goes back to passing the L. He's gonna boost up. He's not gonna have this be a downer. He's gonna take it and boost up his marketing, boost up whatever he needs to do. But even though most successful people are dying out, just recently, as far as the recording of the show, full-time filmmaker. He's recently lost 2 of his best employees, and they broadcasted on live stream saying that they quit.
No way, really?
Yeah. But that's not going to slow him down.
Yeah.
And guess what? They didn't burn any bridges. They all have a good relationship. It's just one felt that the other is making the money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whose dreams are you fulfilling? Are you fulfilling your dreams, or are you fulfilling the other person's dreams? And it's okay if you're fulfilling that other person's dream, as long as you're happy and you're content with it. But you got to find people. You got to find people that is on your same page.
You should go apply. There's an opening.
I would automatically burn out in the first day. Yeah, we need 43 videos within 43 minutes. Can you do that? So number 3, the last one, is 5 reasons most filmmakers struggle in their career. This is very good tip from Filmmaking Mentor.
Okay.
So you got to
check them out.
You got to take a look at that.
I will.
So what is the point of the show?
I don't know, Dave. What's the point?
The point is, don't let adversity beat you up. You need to push forward. Keep connecting.
Yeah.
Keep connecting. Reach out for the help.
Yeah. You got to kick down that wall of adversity.
Bam.
Like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah. And with that, congratulations, Sherri. This is going to be the last episode live.
I know.
And
So sad.
we're pushing forward.
Yeah.
We are going to try to produce more shows, but we are definitely going to try to continue on with our podcast on BTS RAW Chats.
Definitely.
And keep us updated. Also, check her out on her Facebook page. You've been a busy person.
Yep.
Yes, yes, you have. With helping other people out, continuing with the connection with other people that don't have necessarily the skills that you have. Sharing is caring, and also it grows. If you plant the seed, guess what? It's gonna grow, and if you continue to water it and take care of it and put sticks around it so that way it grows straight, then who knows?
I'm going to water it as best as I can.
And the opportunities are a lot bigger over there than it is over here.
Sure. Yeah. Giddy
Okay.
up.
Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for another episode of BTS RAW Chats, and we will hear from you soon.